All right, here's a continuation of our discussion of the tenses. We're going to work with the simple past and the past progressive. In all cases, in all of the tenses, you need to take into consideration three aspects of the tenses: use, auxiliaries, and time markers. The use is how we generally use the tense. The auxiliaries are the helping verbs for each tense, and the time markers are common adverbs that are used with each tense. Now, when I give you time markers for each of these tenses, a lot of them are not specific to the tense. You can use them in different tenses, but they can help you in determining which tense you use. There are time markers that are specific for a tense, and I'll let you know when we come up against one. So, the use of the simple past is for actions that completed at a specific time in the past. And the action is completed. So, action and time are finished. Yesterday, I ate a sandwich. Yesterday is finished, and the action is finished. So we use the simple past. We also use the simple past for repeated past actions. It's basically what we use instead of the imperfecto in Spanish. So we say, when I was a child, I went to church every Sunday. That is an example of a repeated past action. The auxiliary for the past, simple past, is did for all persons. First person, second person, third person, and all of the plurals. There's only one auxiliary. And the time markers. Yesterday is a definite time marker for the past tense. Last week, last month, last year, pretty much definite time markers for the past tense. Ago, like 5 years ago, 10 weeks ago, 3 hours ago, this puts it in the past firmly. You can also use in plus year in 1999, in plus a month in September of last year, and any date in the past. Here are some examples of the past, the use of the simple past. I walked on the beach yesterday. Yesterday is a time marker. It's a good idea to try to use time markers in your sentences so that you can be sure that you're using the right tense. Repeated past action. His grandmother visited him every week when he was sick. Right? Questions. Did you watch the presentations for class? How long ago? Here's a time marker. Did you finish medical school? The past progressive is used for ongoing actions in the past at a specific hour. If you don't give the hour, it's better to just use the past tense. So, I was watching television at 6 o'clock last night. I was walking on the beach on Sunday at 2 p.m. Right? This is a common use of the past progressive. But if you don't use the time, it's just better to use the past tense. For example, I was walking on the beach at 2 p.m. yesterday. I walked on the beach yesterday. You don't need the past progressive if you don't give the hour. Another use of the past progressive, which is a little bit more complicated, is when we have ongoing actions interrupted by another action in the past. So, I was having dinner when my mother called. There must be a definite interruption of the progressive action in the past in order to use this structure. If not, it's just better to use the past tense. Yesterday I went to school, and then I went to the hospital. Right? These are a succession of events instead of an interruption. But I was walking on the street when I saw an old friend. Now here's an interruption. When I saw the old friend, I was walking. Right? So there has to be a definite interruption in order to use this structure. The auxiliaries for the past progressive are the verb to be conjugated in the past for the particular person. I was, you were, he, she, it was, and were for all of the plurals, plus a gerund. I was going, you were going, he was going. The time markers for the past progressive are a specific hour in the past, 1 p.m., 5 o'clock, etc., or some action that interrupts an ongoing action in the past. Here are some examples. An ongoing action at a specific hour. I was walking on the beach yesterday at 5 o'clock. There's your time marker. An ongoing action interrupted by another past action. He was having dinner when his mother called. Here is a clear interruption of his dinner. Some typical questions. What were you doing at 3 p.m. yesterday? At 3 p.m., time marker for the past progressive. Who was singing when I came into the room? There's an interruption of an ongoing action. And that's it for now. I'll be back next week or the week after with the present perfect.